Leodonis, my gay best friend.
Hi, y'all, and this is an episode of Banter with your gay best friend, hosted by me, Leodonis, your gay best friend. And I am here today with some of my good friends. Tia, hey girl.
Hey.
Shamor.
What's up?
So these are my friends for a very long time, and they have one thing in common. They both are graduates of the School for Advanced Studies. White Tigers. Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And I said that because this episode is about Black brilliance, the state of Black education. So let me introduce y'all. Well, let y'all introduce yourselves. So tell me something about you, Shamor.
I mean, as you already know, we went School for Advanced Studies, one of the greatest schools out there, in Miami-Dade. From there, went to Florida State, and here I am, making it big down here.
Oh, making it big. Is that big? Making the bank account big, or
of course, making the bank account. That's what it's about.
Can I buy a little something?
I'll have it.
Oh.
That's how you steer it.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. That's how you know I'm a broke girly.
You ain't broke, friend.
Tia, I know this plant is blocking me, but I'm gonna look under here. Hey, girl.
Hey.
So tell me something about you.
Shout out to his School for Advanced Studies, class of 2002, Miss SAS.
Yes, Miss SAS. I didn't even know they had that.
Yes. Okay, Miss SAS, class of 2002. I graduated SAS and I went to the esteemed University of South Florida in Tampa. Go Bulls. And I went on to get my master's at Springfield College. Y'all might not know what that is, but whatever.
Is that where the Simpsons is from?
No.
Simpsons.
No.
Simpsons. Where that from?
No, that's from Ohio, right?
Yeah, Ohio.
I think that's from
Springfield,
Springfield.
Oh, so it was Springfield.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, but my college was Springfield, Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
Someplace up there.
Somewhere out there. But yeah, and I'm also the founder of Juice Define. So hey y'all.
Yes. So shouts out to both of them. And since they gave their educational background, I'm gonna say mine too. Because as you girls know, I am a proud alumni of the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University with a bachelor's in healthcare management.
Okay.
I love what I'm doing today. Now, do my degree reflect what I'm doing today? Depending on what application I put in to do what. But
It's a degree.
It's a degree.
It's a degree.
Okay. And it's a conferred degree
Okay.
that I took out some student loans for, so I'm gonna have to use her for everything, honey.
Don't forget it.
Okay, not forgotten. But yeah, shouts out to just being smart, Black, and brilliant people. Yes, so I wanted to do this episode because education, especially Black education, is so important to me. Historically, we have been oppressed. It has been a crime to seek education as a Black person. And I really wanted to talk about it because there's some things going on that is affecting Black education, and we must talk about it. So let's get to the first question. So what are some disparities and educational resources that you guys have noticed going on in today's society?
So disparities. What I will say is that I know that we have, as a community, oftentimes we've suffered when it comes to like with the pandemic, or we've suffered when it came to just a lot of different changes that took place in terms of funding, right? Also, as changes start happening in our community, we start to see like our community schools that's not as, they're not as active, right? Because the community's changing and things of that nature. So those are some things I think, like, as we start to see like those changes happening, we could see it in the kids, like the reading levels. Because, and a lot of people talk about that, like just the reading levels of the kids, the math levels. It's, and obviously like all the research talk about how that impacts them in the future. So
especially Black kids.
Black kids specifically. Well, that's all we're talking about. Black kids. So,
Period.
I ain't feel the need to discuss
any other culture. Okay.
But I think County versus Board of Education, like we have just
More relevant.
community wise, not individually, because obviously we see individuals in our community doing very well,
Yeah.
but as a community and as a whole, we've seen our kids suffer when it comes to quality education. So
Or the resources. I mean,
Resources,
all that. We look back and we talk about COVID, where we went completely remote. Let's be honest, our community didn't have internet available, a computer and stuff, so they had to go to what? Some of those kids didn't have a whole year of education, and missed a couple things that they needed to learn in those pivotal grades. So the resources, all of that, it's such a big thing that's always been there, and it just continues to expand and it just be worse.
Yes, and I think about like things like free lunch and free breakfast. That I heard one county had stopped doing the free lunch and
Recently,
free breakfast.
right?
Yeah, recently stopped doing free breakfast and free lunch. And I'm like, that's so important to the kids because some of these kids, that's their only meals. Like, so it's those disparities, especially in our community where those lack of resources, lack of fundamental like things that we're not getting. So I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do? What do you think that we should do? What are some suggestions that we would offer to like educational leaders?
It's just loaded. One thing is like as we always talk about giving back or creating funds or especially funds and grants. Get to when you create something in a giveaway, you can specify exactly what you want your funds to go to. And so if you award it to a certain community and it's your grant and you say it needs to go to this person, this kind of demographic, these ages, and you can even get down to the nitty gritty. This street to that street, 441 to 27. No, you go any minutes past that. But you got to think of stuff like that because that's a creative way where, especially if the city wants it and we do award it, that you can control the narrative and have it go exactly where you want it to go.
Oh, I got my smart girls on here today, child. Okay. So, how important do you feel like cultural representation is in education?
I think a lot of times we see in our communities we have that representation because not for nothing. Even when I was growing up, I just remember 95% of my teachers was black. You know what I mean? Now we could talk. We could go deeper, and I could say, maybe I didn't have a whole lot of male teachers, or maybe I didn't have. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, depending on what area you in, you typically have the teachers that look like you in these days, in this day and age, at least. And so I think like representation to me is not so much of a issue as it was as we kind of talk about, right, in terms of race. Now when we talk about like other things, like I said, like having a male teachers, like that's super important because obviously we need like those male role models, or we need like men, right? Because obviously we want kids to get both sides of the spectrum. We want them to understand like, hey, there's men in education. Men teacher, differently than women. Or I'm saying men teacher differently.
Men teacher. I don't know.
Men teach differently and show up differently than women, right? And so, even when you talk about the gender, right? Like, okay, we can say like we need more black male teachers.
Right. It's just a different tone, a different thing, and even going to, masculine femininity or emotional sympathy. And like people bring out things, and not to say males can't bring that out, but when it comes natural and you get more of that, shelter, protection, it's just all of those things you may miss out, and you can find if you have different type of individuals in the school because everybody brings something different. Everybody, absolutely. Male, female, gay, straight, all of that is completely different, and it brings something to the table.
Yes, and I would say, the girls ain't gonna like this, but I would say we needed more LGBT representation growing up as teachers. I'm like, I wish I would have saw someone that looked like myself in education, period. And not saying like, oh, you have to be openly gay, but just openly expressive, not a stern look or men should dress like this in a business suit or a tie. I can wear a pink shirt and some fitted nice pants, some tailored pants. Let me say, because the girls will try to say fitted. Oh, you say fitted. Some tailored pants and some cute shoes and a nice brooch and still be professional. But I wish I would have seen that growing up. That's something not only that I've not seen many men, but I've never seen many men that I identify as being gay. And I'm sure back in that time, the girls were a little more conservative.
Yeah.
But times have changed, and I'm seeing it now, and even how teachers dress now. I'm like, oh, the teachers are dressing like a little more fashionable. They're dressing
on
IG.
Okay.
Yes.
Follow.
Did y'all see the teacher on IG? They had on like that pencil skirt, and everybody was like, oh, well, that might not be appropriate. And I'm like, as long as she educating your kids and doing what she got to do,
that's what's important.
Let's not focus on her outfit.
Correct.
She probably has the #1 class in the dang on school.
And let's not forget she may have a down day, because we didn't see the down day when she just wake up that Friday.
Okay. She just got a nice Instagram.
Right,
day.
exactly. Hair done, first day.
So let's talk about SAS. So the School for Advanced Studies is a dual enrollment high school that we all attended. And I feel like it was such a great opportunity for high school, especially during our time. Like, we were in the 2000s or early 2000s going to school, and dual enrollment was, I would say it wasn't as prevalent back then as I hear it is now. So how do you guys, tell me some pros and cons of attending SAS, and I'll tell you mine.
I want to go. Okay.
Ladies
first.
I will say for me, you know what? It's something different about kids that are just naturally smart, right? Like kids who have just a natural knack for like learning and just being their own person and being leaders. Because let's be honest, like back in our day, kids going to SAS, like you had to be a leader. Because if you were, it was the thing to be like, let me stay at my school with my friends, or let me stay at my school and do whatever thing you was in, right? Whatever activity you was in, you didn't want to leave that, because back in our day, like we had a lot of school pride.
Yes.
So leaving your school to go to this other school that nobody ever heard of, that nobody, a lot of people couldn't get into, like it was different. And so you had to have a leader mindset to even make that transition. So I will say, like, the benefit of that also showed in a way that that the schedule and things were made, right? So if you had, like, say for instance, we did our college classes in the morning and then our high school classes in the afternoon. That's how we did it when I was there. You had a lot of downtime, right? And so as smart kids, you figure out ways to, we was doing everything, like, everything from like leisure things, but also, making money and planning other stuff and doing, connecting in other ways. So I felt like it was a benefit to be able to connect with other kids that was like-minded, because sometimes being smart, you could feel isolated, right? Like in a typical neighborhood school, oftentimes you feel isolated because you don't necessarily fit in with the nerds, but you don't necessarily fit in with the cool kids, but you don't necessarily fit in with the you don't necessarily fit in. You know what I mean? So there was, it was a sense of camaraderie, and you felt more at home, but you also felt freer to express who you truly were as a smart kid. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I feel like that was one of the benefits for me, because I was like, dang, I feel at home now. Like literally like half of the people, well, probably more than half of the people that I connected with in high school, I'm still friends with to this day.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so to me that matters, right? That you can build lifelong friendships, sustainable friendships, and just build those relationships that kind of carry you through life. You know what I mean? So,
well, I chose to go there because they didn't have uniform during the time.
I'm crying.
That was really the reason. I got the invitation letter in the mail, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go here because they don't have uniform. And I remember I was at Norland, and that was the year they implemented school uniforms, and I'm like, look at me, I'm a baddie. What do I look like wearing a school uniform in high school?
And you went to SS and wore everything else.
Period. I told my mom, I said, I want to go to a different school. She was like, you find a school, luckily they sent me that letter in the mail.
So that's why you went. Wow.
So that's why I went.
Don't go because of that. No.
But when I got there, I experienced like what she said. It was like smart
You was
kids.
around your peers.
Yeah, and just like when you don't fit in with like the nerds or you don't fit in with the cool kids, it's like, what about those kids that's in the middle? Yeah, and that was definitely the story of my SAS experience. But tell me something, Fitz, and some pros and cons of you.
Likewise, I felt like it was finally a challenge. So you were at, you were at your home school, and you were like, okay, not saying I'm the smartest one in the room, but then it's like, okay, the teacher's not teaching this, or all right, let me take a nap. Okay, here we go, going over this same homework. So it was definitely a change and a challenge to where it was like, oh, hold on. Let me learn this. Okay, they doing this.
I did learn how to cheat at SAS. Those white kids.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Those white kids taught me how to
but
cheat.
Exactly. We were still trying to put S's in calculators. Those white kids, listen.
Those white kids had one person, that one smart person that did it, and then they shared it with everybody. And that's when I knew what group think was and group camaraderie was because it was like, okay, you do your homework on Monday, you do it on Tuesday, you do it on Wednesday, you do it on Thursday, and we shared it with everybody.
That was smart.
Every morning, we all huddled trying to copy homework. Don't say that.
Don't tell the kids that.
Cut that out. Cut that out.
But they got ChatGPT anyway, so that was our ChatGPT.
But yeah, that was a benefit. It was always a good environment and challenging. And then you're around, even though you had the college thing, so it wasn't just high school. It was also college kids, so you kind of wanted to carry yourself better.
Yeah, we were forced to like
mature in a way. It also could be a pro. Some people could be intimidated, but again, like you said, it was a lot of leaders or people that had strong personality or can stand out. So it was good.
And I will say too, like college was easier than high school to me.
It was.
So I was like, trying to take calculus and all that. I was like, what the heck?
We got a real true college experience, and we realized like what they were doing in AP was nothing like what was happening in college.
Right, exactly. So
like y'all just made that up. This is not what's happening in college. Right. Like college is so much easier than our AP.
Exactly. So yeah.
So in this next segment, I'm going to talk about some things, and we're gonna have you some random questions asked. And this segment is called "Questions from My Purse."
Oh, okay, here we go.
So I'm gonna let you guys grab a question, and then you answer it.
Ladies first. Yeah, of course. I'm a gentleman. Learn that ass ass.
Don't grab my debit card now, baby.
Let me see that card.
She trying to drop my debit card. She must steal.
Let me see that debit card.
A good one.
Oh, okay, you gotta get some. Oh my God, I'm gonna pull it.
You pull yours too.
Right, let's say time. Where the cash at? Oh, $100.
Okay, listen. At least you got some dollars.
I got some. I had to get. Listen, I told you money
I need
first.
gas money.
All right, I'm going first.
Yeah.
So when I read the question out loud.
Yes, read it out loud.
Try this the wrong question to ask me. Why I got this?
What's the question?
I end up with another.
Ooh, I love it.
PWI versus HBCU. So this is what I will say. I went to a PWI. It's no secret. My first choice was a HBCU. My first choice was Tuskegee University.
Oh,
okay.
They only offered me $4,000 and a scholarship for $4,000. And going out of state.
That
wasn't nothing.
That's like that dollar I just found.
Exactly. That was like a dollar. And although my parents was like, if that's where you want to go, go. But I still felt like if I had a full ride I had a full ride at USF. So if I got a full ride, why would I go somewhere and make my parents pay? You know what I mean? So. Not for nothing. I would never down an HBCU because I definitely feel like it's necessary. They are necessary. Absolutely, they're necessary. I'll never down an HBCU. But what I will say is this, and even when I went to a PWI, believe it or not, I just naturally surrounded myself with all the Black people.
I mean,
like
quite
naturally, we we formed a community and we built something as a community.
Union.
The Black Student Union.
Exactly.
So I will never, I'll never down to HBCU. But what I will say is that the resources absolutely are very different at a PWI, and we can all speculate why. And so in this
We
day
gotta
and
speculate.
age, we ain't gotta speculate because we weren't waiting 50 days for a dorm and all that.
We wasn't even at the HBCU that I went to. If you had your stuff together, you
I
had your
wasn't
stuff.
If you had your stuff together.
But that's not an HBCU problem. That's a person problem. Our stuff.
Listen, I was still in summer when I knew my where I was, my roommate day. I even knew my roommates.
I got my financial aid on time. I got my refund check on time. I had no problems with my
I love that for you.
But that's because I was on top of my stuff because of the high school that I went to.
Okay.
But go ahead, sis.
So what I will say is that the resources are pretty much endless for the most part at PWIs.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go to the right PWI, because not all PWIs got it like that, but if you go to the right PWI, the resources are endless. Like you have opportunities like none other. You get an experience with different cultures, and you get to see the way that different cultures interact and how they do college and how they do young adulthood and how they do just life in general. And so I think that that's a benefit when you're dealing in a world that is pretty much set up like a PWI. You get what I'm saying? And so you come out.
You're right.
And so you come out, kind of prepared for what the world has to offer because you kind of did that on a mini scale at a PWI. And so, I mean, like I said,
I feel like going to SAS kind of prepared us
and that too,
attend
because
PWI.
very much
PWI.
Very much PWI. And so you got a taste of that. And so where are you sending the youth? And I will say this. I'm going to send my youth, my child, I'm going to send her to where the money at. That's it, that's all. Like, it ain't necessarily got anything to do with color per se. Because we already live in a black neighborhood. Like we already live, you know what I mean? Like I feel like she's given that experience on a certain level already because she's grown up in that kind of environment. So and when it comes to school or in terms of school, we gonna go where the money at. Who's giving the most money?
Period.
Like I gotta come out less out of my pocket.
Period.
Like,
I'm with you. You're right.
That part. So
all right, Shamar, what's your question?
Ooh. Here we go. This isn't my question. I'm not answering this. What's the spiciest thing you ever did or happened to you in school?
Ooh. Sip.
At SAS, we used to be able to go get whatever we want. So I had some Jamaican food. Spicy curry chicken.
I know that's right. Ooh. Listen, because we used to tell Shakers down, okay?
I'm gonna let him get away with that.
Right.
I'm gonna let him get away with that because I've known him.
Excuse me?
Good Judy. And I know some of his spicy stories.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't remember the Jamaican restaurant downtown.
I do.
But, y'all was at the downtown
campus. There was no Jamaican restaurant, but we're gonna let him get away with that.
Spiciest thing I ate there.
Oh, is it?
The spicy red chicken from McDonald's.
Dude, that's what it was. With extra sweet and sour sauce.
Mind your business. Next question. Thank you.
My question is, how many of your most memorable teachers look like you?
Ooh.
And I would say the majority of them, because I really connected with the teachers that look like me.
Which teachers we talking about?
Now, at SAS, that's different because I didn't
have
a lot of teachers
because
that
those teachers
look
didn't look like you.
But like from elementary through 10th grade, the majority of the teachers look like me. Then I had my SAS gap where I experienced non-black teachers, and then I went to HBCU where again I experienced black teachers. So the majority of the teachers that I experienced, minus those little years at SAS, look like me. And
we had a teacher that thought he was black.
He was an advocate for black kids. He was. I'll give that to him.
Yeah, he was.
Come on, ally.
Yes, he was an ally.
Those are important.
Those are super important because I can tell you a story about that specific teacher, but we'll save it for another episode. But
Ooh,
yeah,
that's the. hours.
Okay, no, it was a good story, but we running out of time, and we want to make sure we keep this to a limit because we can't have these long podcasts because I don't even watch those. So this next segment is called "I'm with the Shh."
Okay.
In this segment, I'm gonna make a statement and I'm gonna stand on it. And I'm gonna ask you to make a statement that you can stand on. So I'm with the shh. So I'm gonna say, what can I say? Oh, I just so I'm gonna say the number one school in Miami-Dade County for academics is the School for Advanced Studies. And yes, you probably never heard of it. Why is that? You didn't qualify. I'm with the shh.
Wow.
I'm with the shh.
The shade starts early.
All right, tell me something that y'all stand on something.
Ooh. That I had some of the best Jamaican food downtown.
He with the shh.
Definitely with the shh. What can I stand on? I can stand on the fact that Black kids are smart, innovative, they are intelligent, they are, the cream of the crop when given the right opportunities, the right environment, and the right leaders. And I stand on that.
Period. We with the shh.
Okay.
So now we're going to close this off with an affirmation from your gay best friend. Black brilliance has always been a beacon of hope and change. With each lesson, you honor your ancestors and pave the way for future generations. And these are affirmations from your gay best friend. I want to thank y'all for coming on this podcast today. Banter with your gay best friend. Shouts out to Shamor. Shouts out to Tia, my real friends in real life. And this has been Banter with your gay best friend.
Bye.